One thing that Sandeep had shared with me a while back that I was has comforted me for a while since I've heard it was with regard to God's will and pleasing God. And I don't remember what we were talking about, but what he said was if we have the attitude that we want to do God's will, and sometimes we can struggle with a little bit of fear. Or what if this is not God's will? We're trying to find what God's will is for a situation, and the word that he said that has comforted me for a while that I keep coming back to is if we go to him and ask him, Lord, what is your will in this situation? I really want to do your will. Even if at the end we've made the wrong choice, at least he was pleased that we came to him and asked him and we tried. And so in that sense, maybe we misheard, maybe we judged, maybe we had a few moments of weakness, but at least we went to him in the beginning and asked him, Lord, what is your will for this situation? I just want to do your will. If we have that surrendered attitude, then we can be sure to please God like that. Even if at the end we look back and maybe it was the wrong choice. If we go to him, in Israel, we see over and over where they're fighting wars, and wherever the Israelites would plow forward and try to fight the enemy without going to God first, saying, Lord, be with us, or Lord, do you even want us to fight this? They would just get demolished. But whenever they said, Lord, do you want us to do such and such? God would give them clear direction. Sometimes he say, no, not yet, hold off. Or sometimes he say, go, the fight is yours. And so to me, that was a clear indication that just go to God and ask him your will. This life is about his will. And that's what I want to live for, just like Jesus lived for. And so there was one verse we were kind of familiar with in 1 Corinthians 10:31. It says, whether then you eat or drink or whatever you do all for the glory of God. So in that sense, I think that's doing that, going to God first and asking him, what is your will, is one way that I can do that in everything that I'm doing, giving glory to God. Saying, if I'm questioning at all his will in something, then give glory to him by asking him. Say, Lord, I want your will to be done, and having that attitude. Again, in Romans 14:23, it's talking about food, because people were back then were questioning whether it was okay to eat certain types of foods. They weren't clear about God's how God had freed them from the old covenant law, and so people still kind of questioned a lot of the time, is it even right to be doing what we're doing as Christians, eating this type of meat or whatever? But Paul's answer here to the Romans was, he who doubts is condemned if he eats, because he's not eating from faith, but whatever is not from faith is sin. So it's like he's saying, if you've gone to God and with a clear conscience you can eat your meat, then eat it. That's good. But if you've brought this to God and you still feel this kind of nagging, it's better to not eat. It's better to just do whatever you believe God's will for you to be doing. And when you look back, you won't regret it, because at least this person that's not eating meat can 20 years later be more mature and look back and say, I was so immature I couldn't eat meat. I was still living by the law. But at that moment, they were trying to do what God's will was, so that was the more important thing. Hebrews 10, I thought it was a good summary of what he said he came for. Hebrews 10 verse 7. It's talking about Jesus and his sacrifice, and he said, starting from, we'll just start from verse 5. Therefore, when he comes into the world, he says, sacrifice and offering you have not desired, but a body you have prepared for me. In whole burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin you have taken no pleasure. Then I said, behold, I have come. In the scroll of the book it is written of me, to do your will, O God. So this was, I believe this, you could summarize Jesus' life like that. I've come to do your will, O God. That was basically it. So yeah, to me, that's the thing that can help me look back with no regret, is to say I'm seeking first to do God's will. Like the verse says, seek first the kingdom of God, seek his will, and seek his righteousness. Seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and the rest will be added to us. If I seek his righteousness and his will first, then I can look back with no regrets, no worry, look forward with no worries, and with just a free heart, total freedom, because it was about God's will, not about me. And as long as I'm there, I'm safe. I'm on safe ground if I'm standing on God's will.